Okay, so today is 3.5, day 2, factoring algebraic expressions. You'll be able to factor algebraic expressions with negative variables. Okay, so an expression such as negative x minus 2 is not factored completely because you can factor out a negative 1 from the expression. So what that means is if we have negative x minus 2, we can take a negative 1 out of each of those numbers. Okay, so negative, remember there's an imaginary 1 here. So negative 1 times what gives us negative 1x? That would be an x. And negative 1 times what gives us negative 2? That would be a positive 2. Okay, now that remember, the nice thing about factoring is you can go back then and distribute, do the opposite, and you should get the original answer. So negative 1 times x is negative 1x, and negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So again, remember, we go back over here, and we start with the original problem, which is negative x minus 2. Okay, so now it says, we already did that one. So the expression negative parentheses x plus 2 is factored completely because the terms inside the parentheses have no common factors. So that's what we go back and check. Okay, so we go back to the original problem, negative 1 times the quantity x plus 2 once we factor, and we should have no like terms in there that we can combine or we can take anything out of. X and 2 have no factors that they have in common. Okay, so 5x plus 16 cannot be factored because 5x and 16 have no common factors other than 1. However, negative 5x minus 16 can be factored because negative 1 is a common factor. So if we have negative 5x minus 16, they both have a negative 1 in common. So what you can do is you can divide both terms by negative 1. So you're taking out a negative 1. Negative 5x divided by negative 1 is 5x. And negative 16 divided by negative 1 is positive 16. So if that's easier for you to do it that way like we did yesterday, you're welcome to do that as well. Okay, so let's go down to this one. Negative 2x and negative 3. They both contain a negative, so we're going to take out a negative 1. So again, if you want to show that, dividing them both by negative 1, you're welcome to do that. Okay, so now we take out a negative 1. Negative 2x divided by 1 is 2x. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. Okay? So now we have a negative 4a and a negative 8. Okay, so we can take out a negative 4 from both of those. So negative 4 is what we're going to take out. So we're going to divide each of these by negative 4. So negative 4a divided by negative 4 is a, and negative 8 divided by negative 4 is positive 2. Okay, down to letter C, we have negative 8p minus 10q. What can we take out of both of those? The greatest common factor would be negative 2. So we're going to remove a negative 2 from both. So negative 8p divided by negative 2 is negative 4p. Negative 10q divided by negative 2 is positive 5q. Okay? So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to do one of these factors with 3, and then I'm going to have you try one. So same deal, we just have 3 numbers, so we can take a 3 out of each of these. So we're going to divide each of these terms by 3. So 3 is what you're taking out. 3 divided by 3 gives me x. 9 divided by 3 is positive 3y. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. You're going to try letter B. Okay, so for this one, we're going to take out 4 from each. They all have a greatest common factor of 4. 4a divided by 4 is a. Negative 8b divided by 4 is negative 2, and negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6. Okay, and I'm going to give you one more to try. Let's do negative 4x minus 16. Okay? So go ahead and try that one, and then I will go over it with you. All right, so for each of those, you're going to take out a group of negative 4. So my GCF is negative 4. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is x. Negative 16 divided by negative 4 is positive 4. Okay? So that is your notes, and Mrs. Brisick and you will go over those tomorrow. Have a good night.